It's time for Q&A with BJ.
That's right.
Greg, what bands inspire you, Greg? What bands?
I think the bands that inspire me question can really be answered by my favorite bands question that you asked earlier, BJ. I'm not sure what kind of thing you're running here, but yeah. Our Lady, Smashing Pumpkins, Big Rock. That pretty much sums it up. And Nirvana, of course. Mr. Kurt Cobain. Yeah.
Now, I know you do all the instrument and the vocals in all of your songs. Is that difficult putting it all together?
Well, let me tell you, as the producer for the band, sometimes I can spend up to 3 weeks to a month just mixing one song because it takes a matter of days, a couple of weeks even just to record everything. You've got 2 guitars to record, you've got to mix the drums in, you've got to do the vocals, which Craig never gets in the first take, if you know what I mean. And then there's the bass, which, well, the bass is pretty easy to get, really. But, yeah, there's a lot of work involved. There's mixing, there's different effects, there's the reverb and the treble and the, I gotta make a sandwich before I stop, have a couple cups of coffee. I know your producer understands the desire for coffee.
Is that difficult putting it all together?
It doesn't happen overnight, that's for sure. It takes a lot of work, really.
What inspires you for your lyrics?
My inspiration can come from anywhere. There's no set place that I get it every time. Sometimes it's just the trials and tribulations of life. Sometimes my inspiration comes from a fight that I'm having with someone. Sometimes it comes from television. Sometimes it comes from a billboard that I saw somewhere and I just read something on it and I thought, that sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna write a song that further describes what that depicts. Yeah. Anywhere really. It's really hard. Inspiration sometimes just falls out of the air and it just clicks in here and then all the juices start flowing and the ink starts flowing out of the pen onto the paper and you never know what's going to come out of it. But always hope that it's good, because if it's junk then I end up throwing it out or I save it for later and maybe I can turn it into something then, but not usually.
What's your favorite instrument?
What is my favorite instrument? Other than the instrument in my pants, I would have to say it's probably the acoustic guitar. You don't get much more raw than the acoustic guitar, and it's really quite versatile because, watch. You can strum it, obviously. You can finger pick it. It can be a percussion instrument. You can pluck it. And they're pretty. They're just so freaking pretty. I mean, I love the acoustic guitar, man.
And would you rather work alone or with the band?
Sometimes these pricks that I have to work with, like my bassist with his backwards hat, and that drummer with his stutter, and you know, it's just, and the guitar player, like Nickelback. I mean, sometimes it'd be much better to work alone. But having a band is definitely a great thing to have.
Any big things going on soon? You doing anything big? Like what do you say to the fans that want to hear more? That just haven't heard enough, Greg. Really, I'm being serious, man.
Well, BJ, all my diehard fans, I think there's 6 that are really dying for a new song to come out. I gotta tell them just to wait a little while. I'm having a bit of an equipment issue as far as it goes for recording. But I'm always writing, always writing. There's always something being written every day. I either start something new or I develop something old.